If you're a website designer or a business owner and you're interested in having a webinar or a recurring event funnel, you would like that funnel to be done for you and automated and easy to use, then you're in the right place. I have completed a GoHighLevel snapshot, which is basically a system in a box, and you can have it for free at the end of this video. I'm going to walk you through it, taking you through the guide along with a setup checklist so you can get this implemented in as fast as time as possible. Let's dive in. You will find the link to this guide in the description below this video. You can grab it. You can even use a completely free Notion account, and you can click on this duplicate icon up here, make this your own, and actually check off the elements of the checklist. Now, before I dive in fully, just a reminder, the goal of you watching this video is that you can actually install and customize the AI recurring event snapshot that I have created for you in your HighLevel account. If you're new to HighLevel, don't worry, stick around. You're going to absolutely love what you see here. This is a lean automated event system. It registers your audience for the upcoming event. I'm using event broadly because this might be a webinar for you. It might be a workshop. It might be an in-person event. And this reminds them where to show up. It's got all the automation happening in there as well. And it uses AI in order to roll your event dates forward based on the cadence that you set. So if you're doing a monthly event, every single month, if you're doing a weekly event, every single week. This allows you to continue running paid promotions, for example, running ads to your registration pages without having to stop and start the ads because AI has automatically updated your dates and all your email reminders to the appropriate next event. So this is for you if you're a web designer, service provider, or anybody hosting events. If you want to implement this for your customers and or if you want it for your own business, because at the end of the day, webinars still convert or online events still convert. We're seeing a resurgence back to in-person events because of the trust recession that we are in. By being live in an event setting with other people, you significantly increase your rates of being able to build that trust with people in order for them to buy from you. So this can be work in a variety of cases. Your tech stack for this project is very, very clear. It is HighLevel, just super simple. It's the hub for it all, including the AI and the automation components. If you're not sure why HighLevel or you're not even using HighLevel yet, I encourage you to drill this down here, read through here. You can also even watch a full-on masterclass training that I have about HighLevel, the opportunity, especially for website designers and service providers, or if you're your own business owner, I invite you to actually sign up with a HighLevel account and you get direct access to me on a weekly basis where I can help you implement things in your account. So take a look at that if that is of interest to you. In terms of the rest of your tech stack, maybe you use Canva for graphics, totally your call. Maybe you use an AI tool like Claude or Manus for copywriting. And then if you're having an online event, you might be using Zoom for your conference hosting. The rest of that stack is totally up to you. What I'm going to provide you today is all built on the HighLevel platform. So again, if you haven't seen it yet, please do check it out. I appreciate you for using my links. They are affiliate links or promotional links, or they can also bring you into my world. It can help support you more. So by signing up using these links up here, you will get bonus and added support from me. All right, let's dive in. Part one. Why did I build this? Really, really quickly, I need you to know this. So I have a business partnership in addition to our website design, AI, and automation agency. In this partnership, we host monthly in-person events, and I got sick of recreating the wheel every single time. There's something inside the HighLevel platform called custom values, which absolutely makes it easier for everything to update all at once. So I'm going to show you that. I know the power of webinars, like I said. It's been some of my biggest wins to date. I have gone on webinars. I've spent 2-3 hours at a time, sometimes generating as much as $60,000 in sales, because when you can sell one to many, you really leverage your time. There's a lot of people on the internet, especially in the digital marketing space, talking about the power of webinars. And it is still true today as it was 5-10 years ago. So the third point of this is that I invested $2,500 in a combination of snapshots to find that they were either completely overcomplicated, they weren't robust enough because they didn't have enough follow-up, or They had sticky notes inside of the actual automation workflows that said, update this, manually update that. And I thought, I know there's a better way. I know that AI can automatically update these landing pages and the emails. Then let me build it. So I combined all three of those into this, which I'm providing here, which in my opinion is the most lean snapshot you can actually use. Get this implemented today in just a couple of hours. And I've figured out how to get AI to do the heavy lifting. So you don't even have to update event dates if your event is truly recurring. You can also use this if you plan on just hosting an event once every 6 months as well. It's totally ready for you. Depending on your needs, you can do whatever you like with it. Okay, an overview of what's included in this snapshot. A snapshot is just a fancy word for a link that gives you access to everything in one click. And what's included in that one click is a 3-page funnel. A registration page. I'm going to show you that right here. A registration page for people to register, including that form for people to go ahead and claim their spot for your event. This also comes with a confirmation page that they land on right after they register, as well as a follow-up page. This follow-up page, you can think of it as a replay page. If you're doing an online event, oftentimes you can pick up sales and you can drive more interest by sending off a replay. If you're doing an in-person event and let's say for some reason you don't actually have a full recording of that in-person event, you can still use this follow-up page as a way to promote what you were planning on selling from that live event anyway. And you can use a pre-recorded video on that page to do that follow-up for you and promote the offer that you have for people. This includes 3 automation workflows. Again, super, super simple. What are the reminders when somebody registers? What reminders go out after the event? And the AI auto updates. How is AI updating your event dates and pushing that forward? This comes with 32 custom values. If you're not familiar with custom values, just think of it as a place to fill in information in one place that can be accessed in multiple areas. You can add the event title in one place and it can appear on multiple funnel pages and it can appear in the emails, in the text messages, etc. So a custom value allows you to make these updates in one place and they're updated throughout the system. It has that registration form that we talked about, one tag. I'm keeping it very, very simple. If you want to go further on it, you can obviously build on top of this 8 email messages, 6 text messages. And once you get all of that set up, you have a full-blown system. All right, cool. Let's dive into the actual setup checklist so I can show you exactly how this works. Before you go about installing the snapshot, you need to actually have your HIGHLEVEL account open. If you haven't used HIGHLEVEL yet, you can start a totally free trial here, and I will also unlock some additional things I can support you with. You're going to want to know your topic, obviously your date and your time. And I'm going to encourage you, if you are on the fence trying to decide when to do an event, you're never going to feel ready. So just put that date on the calendar and just make it happen, right? Do your first event messy so that you can build up that recurring interest over time. So have that handy and then have your logo, your brand colors ready, photographs of yourself, like just be sitting down in a place to really build this thing out instead of just install it into your account and then let the dust settle and get distracted on other things. Next step is you're going to install the snapshot into your account. Once you have your HIGHLEVEL account open, or if you started a brand new free trial, you're going to click on this link here. You can click to import it, and then you can add it to your sub account. If you're unfamiliar with how to do this, go to ChatGPT and ask it, how do I install a snapshot in HIGHLEVEL? Or find another video here on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of people have covered that, and I want to stay focused on what we're doing here. Just as a note, installing snapshots requires agency level access. So if you do not have this access, you find yourself clicking this link here and kind of getting to a dead end. You need to reach out to the agency that resold you your HIGHLEVEL account, or reach out to me and we will get it squared away. We can even help you get set up on a new account if you don't have any control or anyone supporting you to do that. So that's just a little FYI on that. All right, what you're going to do once you install it is you're going to review that everything actually loaded, right? And so scroll up here to the top and just look through these elements. It's kind of like getting an IKEA piece of furniture, you want to check that you actually have all of the little bits and pieces before you start building. Same idea here. Click around into the system and get used to what's inside of here. Make sure you it all uploaded correctly, and then get going on your next action step. Your next action step is to update the custom values. Let me show this off to you and start explaining how this works behind the scenes. So here we are in a high level account. This is assuming you have installed the Snapshot. Under sites, like I had mentioned, you have your full event funnel. There are portions of this funnel page that are backed by custom values. That's why your next step is to fill in custom values. We can see here on the registration page that look at the date. Masterclass starts soon. The word masterclass and the date are all based on custom values. Masterclass, your brand logo, the title and the headline, right? Again, here on these buttons, you're seeing they're pulling in March 5th. When you update it one place, it updates everywhere. So that is our goal here. And it also pulls into our emails. So if you come into here, you're going to notice also that we have our marketing emails that go out in our automation. So I'm going through the process right now of also looking to make sure all of this is loaded, right? So you should have 3 automation workflows. One, again, is sending confirmations and reminders for anyone who registers. The other one is automatically updating the new date based on your cadence, whether that's once a week or once a month. And then the third one is following up with recap and reminders after they attended. And in this case, we actually choose to send it to all people that registered. And let me back up and say that again, just so that that really fully sinks in. If you have 100 people register and you're sending off 100 confirmations and reminders, you're not going to have 100 people show up at your event. You might have 50, 60, 30, 80 if you're really, really doing well. And the other people did not make it to the event, but they had an intention to when they registered. And so instead of segmenting and making this too complex, we're going to send the follow up to every single person that registered. So all 100 will also receive the follow up and the recap. This allows you to then get in front of more people, show them the full recording of the event, and or have something pre-recorded that actually promotes the offer that you were building trust for in the first place. So let's go back into our steps and understand that there are emails that go out through these automations, and there are portions of the landing pages for registration and follow-up, etc., that are built based on custom values. So that is your next step here in the checklist, is to go to settings, go to custom values, and start filling these in. I'm just going to talk about a couple of nuances if you're pretty new to custom values, but under your settings, under custom values, go here. I really love clicking on the folders item right here on the menu, because seeing these in folders is really helpful for my brain. So you've got 7 values on brand design, 5 values for your business details that get pulled in throughout, 20 values for the event details. And I'm going to walk through the nuances of kind of how to update these. They should be pretty straightforward, but let me talk about a couple of them that might not be obvious. For your brand colors, you're going to use a 6-digit hex code. Do not forget the hashtag. The hashtag is actually very important. And what this will do is, you can see here, brand primary colors, this 147771 is built in to this Snapshot system as the primary button color. It's this greenish type color. This is now pulling in. If your brand has a purple primary button color, all you need to do is grab that hex code and put that in there. If you're confused at all, just go to Google and Google your hex codes. There is a tool called Colors, which is multiple O's, Coolors. This is a really great way if you need to basically kind of build a new brand palette, or identify what hex code you're looking for. And so you can see, for example, here, this hex code is B18FCF. That's for that purple. And so if this were, let's say, your primary button colors that you wanted, you're going to come in here to your custom value. You're going to click on these 3 little dots, edit these, and update that to that purple color. So, and then click update. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just going to show you because seeing it is believing it, right? And understanding that when you change things in one place, you're changing them everywhere. So now these green buttons are going to go to purple. So there you are. So I hope that makes sense. And it's not just the colors, but it's also key pieces of information about your event. So the next kind of question around, how to change these values is when it comes to images. There's a couple of images that it's asking you for. It's asking you for your brand logo for dark backgrounds. What that means is the background will be dark, so your brand logo, the words in it, or anything in your brand logo should be white. It should pop off of a dark background. In the other case, if it's a light background, which almost always means white, you're going to want a brand logo that will pop off of a white background. How do you get these links? These need to be links, hyperlinks to that image. It's very, very simple. If you're going to go back here into your main menu area, you're going to go to media storage. And here you can create folders if you'd like. So you can go ahead and create a folder here. You can call it logos. You can add or upload any logo image you have. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this folder here. And we have a couple of things as placeholders. So you upload your logo. And once you upload it, it will show up in your media library, however you choose to organize it. And when you click on the three little dots above the logo that you're looking for, and you go to get link, this copies a URL link to this image that's fully hosted inside of HighLevel. Now you can use that link inside of your custom values. So go back over here, go to custom values. And for example, if that were your logo for light backgrounds, you can come here, you can click edit, you can replace this default placeholder here. You can paste in that new link to that image from your media library that I just showed you, and then you can click update. That's how simple it works. That means that your logo will now appear throughout anywhere that we have it in the system. So on all the registration pages, etc. Okay, so that's how you do color codes as well as images. Let's talk about a couple more things that are super important. We have basically links throughout. Let's go to our folders here and let's go to the event details because these are a little bit more fine-tuned and I want to be specific in explaining what they are. So we have benefit statements. Let me kind of back this up for you and let you know that the landing pages themselves are not 100% based on custom values. There's a lot of copywriting here, and I didn't want to overwhelm the system with having you to fill out everything as a custom value, and it builds out the whole landing pages. There are part of these landing pages that you're going to want to go and redesign and add your own imagery, etc. The power of these custom values here are because these go out in the email reminders. So if you're changing the topic of your event, the benefits of why people should come to that event, if you want to test things over time, you can update these here and they'll update throughout all of your email reminders as well. So that's why these are in here. A couple of things that are worth mentioning. Event benefit statements should be pretty obvious. I would recommend following sort of the structure you see here so that they sound appropriate in the emails. Now you're going to review the email copy anyway, but this kind of just shows you sort of like what tense to start with, to start with a verb, that sort of thing. So you can follow that. Event description that's used in several places throughout, including some of the SEO details that are already done for you. The event display date. This one is super important, and this is one of those that gets updated by AI. So, for example, Thursday, March 5th at 6 p.m. is the event display date. And again, on our registration pages, you can even see it on the button Thursday, March 5th, Thursday, March 5th. And so this is dynamically pulling into all of the reminder emails as well as the landing pages. This is the display date because this is the way that people would want to read it. This makes sense to us as a glance on display. There's one more event type custom value in terms of the event date that is incredibly important, and it's called the event trigger date. What this means is this date is actually triggering or causing the automated reminders and follow-ups to happen. So if it's 1 hour before the event on March 5th, and we want that email to go out to say, hey, we're starting in an hour, it's all based on this trigger date. This trigger date has a very specific formula. You can see here, I put it in the title as well, and you can follow what is in here as the default when you upload this snapshot to make this your own. So if you need to change it, all of the hyphens and all of the spaces are incredibly important. So pay attention to that and then update this. This is the other value between the display date and the trigger date that get automatically updated through AI. And I'll show you that here in a moment. So that's how that works right there. The rest of this should be very, very self explanatory. Your name. And then let me talk about a couple of other things here in terms of the follow up and free gifts. So, when you're putting on an event, your entire goal is to promote something, right? You're promoting an offer. More than likely, you're promoting an offer. You want people to do something after that event. And so we have a couple of things going on. First of all, the event free gift. Let's talk about this right here. As soon as someone registers, let's go ahead and take a look at that registration page. Okay, as soon as someone registers with the form on the registration page, it sends them immediately to the confirmation page. This is the confirmation page telling them that their spot has been saved. You can edit all of this at your will. It's drag and drop. I'll show you that in a moment. But this page here gives you an opportunity to tell them these are the next steps. I need you to add it to your calendar. And this right here, this step 4, or however you want to rearrange this, and that pop up there and down here in the footer, this is your free gift. This free call to action could be joining a free community. It could be accessing another free training. It could be downloading the workshop guide, you name it. The idea here is it gives a sense of reciprocity. So you're saying, congratulations, thank you for registering. And that's why this video placeholder here is at the top. It gives you an opportunity to precede them before they ever show up. Even making another call to action here, but through the law of reciprocity, you're offering something to them to take that next step. Instead of just registering and bouncing off and going doing a million other things, you've got someone's attention, so you might as well take advantage of it. So this right here, the join now or the join our free community, that again goes back to those custom values about the event free gift call to action. Join our free community. Yours could say anything, download the workbook, whatever you want to change it to. And then the free gift link. That's where you actually want to send people to go access that. So that could be a link to your PDF, which by the way, you can host in the media storage that we just looked at. Same thing as logos. You can host it there. You can get a link to it. You could put that in here. People can click to immediately access a PDF or a downloadable. And so you're going to put that there. This is for the confirmation page. Now let's talk about all these event follow-ups and what these mean, because I think that these are incredibly important. Your whole goal, right, with these events is to promote something on the other side. So let's again go back to the funnel here. The follow-up page is the third and final page of this funnel. This is what it looks like on the front end. And this is showing them that, here's the recap of the event, right? Whatever you've titled the event right here. And this is just a framework for you. You can change it. Again, all in custom values. Very, very just follow the frameworks and put your own copy in here. This is either your event replay, or like we talked about, a pre-recorded video that shows off the things that people learned and gained from the events. And now it's, what's the follow-up call to action? Is it book a call with you? Is it pay for something? Is it start a free trial? Is it, whatever it may be, what do you want people to do beyond the event? That's where these calls to action come into play. You have the follow-up next step, call to action. What do you want it to say? In this case, join ABC program. And these are in the emails as well as the landing pages. And then you have the event follow-up link. So if they're going to join a free program, maybe you're sending them over to that sales page for that offer, right? If they're going to be booking a call, maybe you're sending them over to your digital calendar page, whatever it may be. And then you have the event follow-up next step outcomes, okay? And so unlike the event benefit statements, which are all about what will you gain by being at the event, these for the follow-up emails after the event is, what will you gain by taking the next step with us? What will you gain by taking the next step call to action? By, in this case, what do you gain by joining ABC program? Well, you'll get more of this. And that's your benefit there. So again, those are here because they're part of the follow-up reminders. I hope that makes sense. Last thing here, the event link or location, as well as the event image. you'll be able to see kind of how these are used, but this will remind people where to show up. It's so common that reminders on an event, they fail to list the link or the physical location. People get confused, and then next thing you know, you have people emailing you and going, I know this event is happening in 3 hours, but where is it? This avoids all of that. This now includes this link every single time in those email reminders telling them, hey, we've got 24 hours until this event starts. So that's all done for you. The event image, this is just a recommended image. It is on the SEO details of the page. I can show you that here in the page builder in just a moment. So that's about it. And then this is the event type and title, right? And the main outcome is like a one sentence that gets pulled into some of the email copy. So you can use these frameworks, or you can totally just write your own. The event type, it kind of shows you here, is it a webinar? Is it a workshop? Is it an in-person live event, right? Whatever you want to call it, as a masterclass, you get to choose. And then that goes throughout the system as well. All right. Let's go back to our checklist. That was a lot on updating custom values. There are 32 of them. So go ahead and update them. You can use the frameworks that were provided there as the defaults to help you get started. And then this is a little bit of a like, hey, rest easy. Once these are updated, unless you change the event title or the event benefits or outcomes or any calls to action, or maybe even your offer at the end, unless you change those, once these are updated, you don't even have to touch them again. AI will update the trigger and the display dates. And so that's the really cool component of how this works. All right. Next step, customize your funnel. I want you to update the registration page, confirmation page, and the follow-up page designs. Obviously, add your own videos, because what's currently there are placeholders, and then publish this to your domain, right? If you're having any struggles with this, again, this is one of those things, go out there and Google it. There are probably 100 videos by other people who know HIGHLEVEL well that can show you how to publish a domain. There's also tool tips and information when you're in the system of how to do it. And then basically, once you have published the domain, you'll have the link for the event follow-up page, and that's a custom value. So that's sort of the last custom value you'll be able to fill in, is the event follow-up page link, right? And so this is your recap page. This is your replay page, your AKA your follow-up page. This is where all the magic will happen. So when the emails go out after the event, it will send to everyone who had registered and direct them now to this follow-up page, which gives you an opportunity to be in front of them again and to promote the offer that you have on the other side of that event experience. Hope that makes sense. So let's talk about the design of the pages. If you are kind of just new to this experience with HIGHLEVEL, I'm going to walk you into the builders. The builder here for the registration page, confirmation page, and the follow-up, it's all going to look relatively the same. You're going to click on the blue edit button. If you want to check my YouTube channel, I actually have a full-blown tutorial on the how to build in the HIGHLEVEL website builder. If you want to know more, if you want to understand more about what are these colors, why is this orange, why is that purple, how does this work, please check out that other video that I have on how to build websites inside of HIGHLEVEL. I think that'll give you a lot of good stuff. If you're already relatively at comfort and at ease with kind of clicking around and learning as you grow, then you can click into here. You can copy and paste this. You could take this into AI and say, hey, I am building this event out with this specific purpose for these specific types of people. And I need you to help me with the landing page copy. And you can pull in sort of the suggested copy here in chunks and update this as you go. So come in here and update that. Anytime you see the custom values, that's pulling in dynamically. So I do not recommend changing those. If you look at this event right here, it has the custom value event display date. That event display date is being updated by AI. I don't recommend changing that. But if you want to change other areas where there are custom values, just kind of understand what they do. Otherwise, you can just change all of the other copy around it. So for instance, you'll want to put in some bullet points here on what they'll walk away with, what they'll learn. You can change any of the headlines. Here, right here, just has your host name, and it's pulled in. So as you're designing this, for example, you can click here, you can click on this image, you can upload a new picture of yourself into your media library. You can change anything that you want here. Once you get your testimonials down, if you're bringing in video testimonials, if you don't have video testimonials, you can go ahead and exit out of some of these, and you can use the ones that are just plain text, right? So you can delete things you don't need, etc. The whole idea here is that you are updating these pages to look really, really good do it. Take the time to do it. Spend the afternoon to get these designed for yourself. Bring in your own sort of, I call them clout logos, but bring in your own logos of people you've served, clients you've worked with, certificates you have, right? The experiences that back you. Put all of those in there and get each of the 3 pages designed. That is your next step. So I hope that makes sense for you. If you're curious, like, what is this pulling in? What is this looking like? What's the custom values look like? You just click on this little eyeball here, and in a new tab, it will open up the front end of this page. So you can leave this open in a new tab while you are designing in the back end here in the builder, and you can just make sure this looks exactly like you want to have it. You could go crazy with it. You could change fonts, you could change all that kind of stuff. And again, keep in mind that things like the button colors and the background colors and your logos, those are being pulled in by those custom values, which is why that was a step before this step. Also, kind of worth mentioning here is that your SEO and AI search optimization, that is also pulling in custom values, but these are fully customizable. If you want to add anything, you can even use this GPT prompt in here to write an SEO title, write your keywords out, right? And then you can even, basically right here, this is pulling in that event image into the preview. If you want to add your own, you totally can. Your author is the host name, all that sort of stuff. This is already built for you so you can launch this as quickly as you want, but it's also completely customizable. So you can change that in any way you feel, in any way you want to. Okay. All right. Test and review your pages on desktop and mobile. Don't forget that, especially if you're running Facebook ads or Google ads into this registration funnel, the majority of people will experience this on a phone. So when you are in that builder, you do want to get in the habit of pulling open the mobile mode, making sure that this looks good. For what I'm providing you already, I've gone through to make sure that it is sized appropriately. But if you do anything to change this, definitely get a glance at mobile view before you launch this thing live. All right, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to review your emails and your text messages. And this talks about where you find those. All workflow emails are synced, and then all SMSs are typed directly into the workflow builder. So I wanted to make this incredibly simple for you. So here's what you're going to do is you're going to go into the actual workflows themselves. That way you can change it there, and it's going to change everywhere. So you can go into the first one, which is the registration and confirmation reminders. And then you're going to also do this for the follow-up reminders. These are the 2 places that you're reviewing the messages. So for example, here, the email confirmation, you can see these are pulling in custom values, which is why I told you to fill those out. So it saves you the most amount of time. And then here is your actual email copy that's going out. If you click these 3 little dots, you can edit the design of this email. It's keeping it basic, plain text. We don't want to overdo it. You can even you keep seeing it pop up over here. You can use AI to actually modify and rewrite this email if you want to. You can write it all from scratch, or you can have it be pulling in from the benefit statements. The beauty of this is that if you ever change the topic or how you're sort of aligning the benefit of your event, you can change it in the custom values, and it's going to change for all future emails that go out when people register. So that's a really nice key aspect of this. Instead of just having to go in and change email copy every time, you only have to change those benefit statements in one area. You can see here also too, it's talking about the free gift that you had offered up them. In the case of this example, it was join the free community, and then all the steps and all that sort of thing. So this again pulls where is this event happening? When is it happening? It's all pulling in those custom values. These should be good to go out the box, but if you want to modify them, make them your own, that's where you would do it. And then double check all the SMS messages sound like they're great to go in your voice. Again, pulling custom values, but you can make it your own. You could retype these. You could put absolutely anything in here you want. You could even put in AI workflows into here and have AI respond to your people as well. So that's it from there. Let's go back to the checklist and kind of follow it up. Once you're ready, publish all of your automation workflows. So here inside of the automation section, these are all drafted. So you're going to go ahead and publish all of them. You're going to go ahead and test the registration, so that make sure that it is actually working. So put yourself through it as an actual person registering for your event, and then confirm the reminder sequence is firing correctly. A little bit of a note here, post-event, after your event, you have about 24 hours before the after event follow up fires. You can change this if you want, but that gives you 24 hours to go and put in either the pre recorded video that you want to promote the post event or the actual replay of the event itself onto that page. And that page is going to be sent out automatically as a link. And then, so that's where you're confirming all of this happening. And then get out there, you're live, you're going to go share your registration link. The last thing I'm going to show you for all of you nerds out there and things you want to understand on how this is using AI to auto update those event dates. This is that right here. It's optional for you, but I think it's really, really cool. This is running on a scheduler. So every Wednesday at 6:30, for example, this automation is going to fire whether there's a contact in it or not. It's running by itself, which is awesome. You can read my notes here that let you know. For example, if you were running a Wednesday event every single Wednesday at 6 o'clock, maybe at 6:30, you automatically want all of the registration pages to change over to next week's date. The reason why I say 6:30 is there might be some stragglers. There might be people who are coming for your 6 o'clock event that are on your landing page at 6 o'clock on the dot or 6:05 or 6:10. They're jumping in a little bit late. Give them that time. And then you kind of hit a certain tipping point where I don't want somebody coming in 30 minutes late. So I'm going to update all the landing pages so that has the brand new date moving forward into next week. So that's it. And then basically check what this is doing is using a ChatGPT action step. And it's this is where the cadence is determined. So it's taking the trigger date, it's adding 7 days to that date. It's giving it some information of when it always is to kind of keep the guardrails in place. And then it's returning that value in the proper format. And then the very next step is updating the custom value from that response with ChatGPT. And we do the same thing for the display date. So you'll read it on the sticky note, but if you want this to be different than 7 days, maybe you want it to be running on a monthly basis, then you can adjust those ChatGPT action steps and make it your own. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you're someone who wants more help with this, please let's connect. Inside of the guide, like I had talked about, there's multiple ways as a next step that you can get involved with me. Give me your feedback. If you're interested, come join the free Kismet Club. It's totally free. You can tell me what you're getting out of using this system. I would love to hear your feedback and your wins. If you want more support and you're someone who's building for other clients, I highly recommend you check out the Builders Inner Circle. Would love to have you in there. And if you're just a business building this for yourself and you want some additional support and be meeting weekly with me on Zoom, let's talk as well. You'll find all my details down here below. Just shoot me an email or a text message and we can connect. I hope you have a wonderful day. Go rock out your events, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.